Namaskar. This is Eng Suraj Singh, Bharat, certified professional engineer. Father of the nation, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi used to say, if someone slaps on your cheek once, present your second cheek to the attacker. One should try to do one's work self. I am Hindu, I am Muslim, I am Christian. Adopt domestic products for self-sustenance. Quit Bharat and leave us to God. Non-violence is the best policy. No one is untouchable in Bharat. Self-rule for our people. Bharat first, everything else later. Swargya Shri Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, the father of the nation, Rashtrapita, used to say so many considerations to be adopted for the living principles in Bharat, that is India. Some of those have been enlisted above for doing brainstorming. Let's deliberate. If someone slaps on your cheek once, present your second cheek to the attacker. In one context, the principle can easily be applied when the person who attacks on the face or the cheek is an indication of the attacker being in angry mood, fully incited or excited due to any reason whatsoever against the person being attacked. Most of the energy of the attacker shall be exhausted in his first attempt of slapping. The attacker may not possess the same level of energy for the second attempt, provided the person being attacked absorbs the first hit calmly. It shall take some time for the attacker to restore that level of energy to get ready for the second attempt if the person attacked retaliates. The attacker expects an instant reaction from the attacked person. The person being attacked does not respond in retaliation but keeps calm, thinks for a while, and then presents second cheek to receive another blow, second blow. The principle of action and equal reaction fails, and the person attacking feels uneasy with lost energy, mental capacity of making decision, and surrenders. What do you think about the school of thought? We should not forget that Gandhi used his anchoring stick, the lathi or the walking stick, that he could very well use had he seen any injustice caused to him or to anyone, but he did not find any such opportunity. His real symbol is lathi, that is the walking stick, if required to be used when the attacker does not understand the meaning of the tolerance, as slapping shall automatically be defeated in the presence of lathi. One should try to do work self, means that self-service is the best policy. The British regime, the officers used to misuse their positions, utilizing national manpower to activities that could be easily as well as conveniently performed by self, but these officers used to wait for the servants to do for them. Even the officers could not take a glass of water for self-drinking. The whole regime used to act like kings. The whole rich community of Bharat used to utilize the services of poor for such activities, and these poor were converted to slavery of all sorts, defined or undefined. If somebody demanded water, 10 persons were present to get a glass of water for one. Similarly, the rich used to rest in order while all activities were carried out in compliance of the orders. History created itself, and Bharat civilization kept on loosening its grip over the nation. Aryavat or Bharat, that started being taken over one by Mughals. Mughals understood our people too soon and successfully ruled over us before the arrival of West rules. Active people were required to liberate the nation from the clutches of the British Empire. I am Hindu, I am Muslim, I am Christian were the wordings of Gandhiji whenever he was asked about his cult. It was a formula to keep the people united, to keep the revolution moving, integrated with all sects. Moreover, he had very well studied chapters of Gita, Quran, and Bible to a level of understanding and learning. He tried to apply the principles learned and to some extent successfully applied. He resorted to prayers rather than strike. He was a firm believer of Hindu faith and advocated Ram Rajya. There was an instance when on a striking day had to be called for the nation. He disagreed with the congressmen for conducting a strike, but advised that all people shall pray for the whole day without break. All agreed and the prayers started. Nobody worked that day but prayed. The British Empire was shaken as no one listened to their instructions, as everybody was occupied praying. British could not stop prayers, and it was a different type of strike without being named as a strike or disobeying. Adopt domestic products for self-sustenance and discard the foreign goods. The country had been in turmoil for centuries. Hard work money was going to the foreign public. He wanted its public hard work to be used by the people and the poor sections, improve its economy. He never wanted the politicians exclusively use khadi as demonstration. Khadi was indicated as a symbol of simplicity for the people of Bharat to be worn as it was too economical a domestic product, and the level of the small-scale producer could rise in economy. But the politicians have all altered its meaning to altogether, and on top of that, colored it in blood, crime, corruption, etc. He believed in self-industrialized economy rather than adopting Western-based economy. Quit Bharat and leave us to God was used when British did not agree to the demand of Bharat for self-rule. The reason of Muslims could not be undertaken by Hindus and many other relevant issues. Gandhi responded well. Gandhi responded them by saying, "Go to your home and leave us to the care of God." This means do not try to be God for us. We know how to manage our internal affairs. We very well understand our problems and shall find out the solutions to the problems. We are not stupid people that shall follow what the British decides for us. We may be uneducated in West education scale, but having deep-rooted, well-educated base in our culture, we do not seek any future advice from the British at least. Those people who had no base even to food preparation could not be our masters anymore. Non-violence is the best policy, as during carrying out violence, one loses the process of thought, intelligence, and human relations. These are very significant issues that keep the society bound and integrated. He also meant to live simple and vegetarian, as this is the best policy to keep the minds proactive and tolerant. Anyhow, it's better to keep cool and apply to solve the problems using the mental capacity for constructive approach. Excuse me. Every creature wants to live peacefully in this world. For the taste of tongue, the animals are killed to be eaten as food. There is no justification in any religion to kill the innocent creatures for the purpose of eating. No cow says, kill and eat me. No goat says, kill and eat me. No chicken says, kill and eat me. It is a crime against the creatures and against one's own and against the nature and against the humanity and against the soul of anyone. No one is untouchable in our country, Bharat. Since the lower class people were not allowed even to bail out water from the wells, certain class of people were considered so bad that the dominant class of persons used to avoid the path used by the downtrodden. In case he was touched by the downtrodden, that one person used to take the bath or used to apply purification exercise. He did not accept the poor to clean toilets for the rich or transport their night soil collections or remove garbage from their residences by payment of small sum. He used to call them Harijan, means the people of God, meaning so close to God. Harijan. Hari is the God, Jan is the person, then is the public. The contents of Vedas were wrongly interpreted by the semi-educated Pandits. Vedas never classify society based on biological source, but on mental development source. Vedas means knowledge, vidya, gyan, that has nothing to do with functional body, but the head of the body, that is mind. Every individual has a right to develop his skill and do work accordingly, and those classifications in Vedas direct to that development. But unfortunately, that caste-based system has still been moving in full swing by the politics-based democracy as well as by the people of Bharat. In spite of being diminished, the promotions on this account have been marching too fast as a formula to rise and advance in political achievements to achieve the seat of power. Self-rule for our people was required to reinstate to the level where countries stood prior to the Mughal came to rule Bharat. It was well known that the whole basic culture of Bharat was destroyed by the invaders into their own. The innocent people who allowed these invaders to enter and regarded them as guests started destroying Bharat identity, forced them to adopt their own Islam religion, forced them to do work for them like slaves, destroyed existing temples and mosques. Destroyed existing temples and mosques built over them using public funds, national material resources and public labor as slaves for the for the sake of their happiness and love memories, might exhibitions. Thousands of mosques were demolished. Thousands and thousands of temples were demolished, temples which existed for centuries. Mosques were erected on them, or some of the temples were converted to mosques. This is the record. None of these structures were meant for the welfare of the people. We remember that the so-called Taj Mahal was constructed using 20,000 workers for years, like slaves, and the materials were mined out from various sources. And at the completion of the project, while commissioning the building, the hands of the chief technician artisans were amputed by the king or Badshah, so that he could not make another structures like this. Taj is standing on the crime by a stupid king who has taunted all lovers of his richness and domination over national power used to the memory of his beloved. On the existence of such structure, Bharat people have been feeling so proud for what is unclear. Is there some building that they created for the purpose of public? Though many such structures have been used after independence for the cause of certain education centers, these Mughals did not do any good to the people who were the original of this country, who were the belongers, who owned this country. They did nothing for the welfare of those people. They did not construct such building in their own homelands from where they migrated to this country. These free material and free labor allowed them to construct these, but they forgot that the technology was generated here. Our people worked here. They could not create such buildings in their own countries, for example, Turkey or Iran or somewhere else. So it is our artisans who could do such type of jobs, and they did not allow our artisans to continue such jobs and amputate their hands. Shall we the people do something for the Bharat improvement? We are the great people of Bharat. We are proud to be more than 1 billion. We are from all communities and castes. We talk too much and do very little. We are a democracy and therefore our blood is political oriented. We depend on others to think and do for us. No one is untouchable in Bharat. We relate our values to the other part of the world Our political leaders are our fate makers. We believe too much in being celebrity without any qualifications. We wish to lead a comfortable life in all respects. We are sovereign, but others rule us. We are socialist, but no cohesive society exists. We are secular, but do not respect base religion. We are democratic, but believe in minority opinion. We mind, we mind should someone talks frankly about us. We mind constructive criticism based on facts. We do not mind changing religions for petty gains, to get into higher paid jobs, to get additional support, to get some money or clothes. We welcome all foreigners to visit our land and stay here permanently. We have excellent people to lead the nation in the topmost chair, but we believe only in smooth shoe polishers. We make promises to the women folk but seldom fulfill them. We are the best in the world to boast about ourselves. We wish to lead easygoing life and to get every material benefits by hook or by crook. We do not mind to commercialize sex if money is paid in exchange. We do not mind to let our culture die if paid properly. We do not mind if counterfeit currency is plotted into our economy to break it. 200 lakhs, 200,000 lakhs of 200,000 crores of bills have already been floated as a counterfeit currency in our country, and government is aware of that, but they are not taking action. We do a lot and mobilize all state potential. Where a poor child falls into a borehole for a death ambition, but it is against our respect to prevent such accidents as we do not recognize safety methods. We do not mind floods hit the cities every year, giving us losses. Why to bother about that? We do not mind if poor have no food to eat. We do not mind if the population may reach 2 billion and there be no water to drink. We do not mind if our railway transport system makes accidents frequently. We do not mind if our youth is dipped in drugs and sex life openly. We do not mind if terrorism is on the peak as it has throughout the world and it has killed lakhs of people in our country. We don't care about that. We give them open ways to do more terrorism. We do not mind if our educated professionals are occupied on terrorism business. Our PM is great as he could not sleep one night for the sake of some Muslim doctors alleged to be involved related to terrorism trapped on a foreign land. We do not mind if our PM allows free flow of terrorists from Pakistan and Bangladesh. We do not mind if the buildings collapse in rain. We do not mind if the farmers commit suicide. We just waive their loans. We do not mind if buses kill the people. We do not mind too much if we are weak in cricket. We mind too much, I'm sorry. We mind too much if we are weak in cricket. We do not mind about the weak science research phase. We do not care for the scientists and engineers. We do not mind about our most efficient parliamentary workings. We do not mind about what I said. We don't mind about our most inefficient parliament workings. We do not mind about our most inefficient judiciary. We do not mind about our most corrupt executive. We do not mind sharing corruption by bribing. We do not mind reserving all government positions to an extent of even 100%. We do not mind to reserve the positions in the name of Muslim religion. We do not mind spoiling further our caste system, reservation system. We do not mind if our children learn corruption. We do not mind if intelligent people paid less. We do not mind bad state of law and order, but we mind if political leaders are not well guarded. We do not mind if women are raped. We do not mind if reservations to women are lingered on every time. We mind if somebody speaks against Sonia and Dr. Manmohan, rulers and Congress, the great chamchas and patilas. We do not mind if terrorists attack our people, but mind hanging of terrorist sentence. We mind if somebody talks against these guys of Congress in America and the Congress people counter them in the court for defamation and for other crimes. We do not mind changing the president to save the terrorists from hanging till death. We do not mind if terrorists attack our people, but mind hanging of terrorists sentenced to death. We do not care for our respect, but follow US as they are our counselors. We do not mind certifying Pakistan president as our true friend and his country are affected by terrorism. Being a Sikh, Dr. Manmohan knows about the community clashing, and we mind if others know. We do not mind if others call us terrorists just because a few of us are alleged to be involved. We do not mind if the nation does not achieve its year 2015 developed status, but the person who planned that must go immediately, and he has left as a ridiculous background person has taken over. We mind if some president acts as a role model for the children and youth of the nation as role model is against our fundamental policy. Exclusive Bharat role models are patented to Nehru family members. Shall we answer the followings? Do we agree? So, do we agree? Yes. Shall we answer the followings? Do we agree with the above? If so, please add your opinions. Do we deny the above, please? If not, please add your opinions. Anyway, do we intend to continue as it is? Please voice. Do we intend to improve? Please suggest and do something for the nation. Do we participate in national concerns? Please specify. Do our conscience still remain alive? Please respond. Do we agree to keep the nation intact? Please respond. Do we need to something for our Matrabhumi? Please express. Bharat recap. Shall we the people, particularly youth and mature, do something for the Bharat improvement? By various speeches and writings about Bharat, it has been an attempt to apprise the people about the nation and its facts. All people know about this, but it should be refreshed from time to time, particularly for the benefit of the newer generation that does not believe much in such topics, for everything is readily available to these lucky citizens of Bharat. They are obliged to know the facts and reinstate these, if possible, from the lost status for future preservation purpose. Possibly the veterans could not succeed in solving various problems due to various reasons, while those educated, mature citizens might have tried their best confined to existing circumstances with no communication media available in those days. But the young generation has an edge over them due to ease of communication facilities. Bharat needs their inputs in all fields to make it stronger and rich in quality to enable Bharat to lead the humanity into all directions. Without a contribution from them, there would be no improvement in any sector of development, from politics to science to management to all fields whatsoever. Youth should not take for granted all shall happen good on its own or the market economy boom available forever. They should also think to those sections or for those sections of the society grossly who deserve improvement of living conditions. Quality of a nation cannot be just based on high income groups or middle income groups exclusively. Major portion of those waiting for advancement have to be looked into. The government on its own is completely incompetent and needs modified by mature persons and youth citizens taking over as governance replacement to make the national management better. These politicians have lost their senses and do not qualify for ruling the nation any further. They are even unable to utilize a competent willing to serve first citizen. They cannot respect the institution of presidency. How should they expect them to respect the constitution of the nation? Please take out certain part of your available time to be invested in the service of the nation from time to time to avoid your possible future criticism by the next generation. At least, nation has been looking on your honest, sincere and dedicated faces. We, the great people of Bharat, struggled for long years and decades to get rid of invaders who ruled us against our will for centuries. We were so gentle that we welcomed these invaders in the mode of merchants. Actually, we were good. We were God-fearing civil society. We trusted the whole humanity. We were a divided lot in the names of various states, kingdoms. Never ever we thought or planned of national advancement. The nature had gifted on us all basic amenities such as water, food, house, clothes, health, fertile lands, sombras, hard drinks, animal resources, etc., so as not to feel deprived of any basic requirements. We never used to think too much seriously on how to feed ourselves, as life was easygoing without many requirements. Population was also not exploding. We were not aware of bad designs of the merchants used to visit our lands for the commercial purpose. They trusted them, and trusted all. Some of our people had so great green hearts that they embraced them forever and allowed them to stay permanently. We extended to them all facilities necessary for permanent settlement. Gradually, As time passed, these our adopted guests started taking over us, and soon we were ruled by the foreigners, the Mughals, and continued under their cruelty and barbaric conduct for centuries. We were deprived of our lands, dominion that is now India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Kandahar, and many others. Bharat society, religion, dharma, the Sanatana and Arya were put on stake and ruined by the Mughals forcibly. Our women were looted, raped, and culture corrupted by force. Temples were leveled to ground, mosques and other Mughal structures built in the name of love and domination, as well as their giant symbols exhibiting the Mughals' might. It particularly happened with full scale in the north part of Bharat. The language, Kurdi and Urdu, with Devanagari speeches matched in tone, and they used their skills in communication, while in other parts of Bharat they could not succeed due to communication difficulty and time barrier. These invaders belonged to the lands with no water, no food, no pleasant climate, and with deserts and without any life. They discovered Bharat land as a heaven on earth. They had to enter our lands via Sirhind river, and due to Arabic and Persian pronouncing controls, they spoke Hind for Sirhind and all Hind. That later title was decided to be permanently used as Hind. Due to the effect and impression of the word Hind, the people residing on this land were entitled Hindi, which later was twisted to Hindu. Istani in Arabic resembles to be seated. The words later the words were later synthesized to Hindustan. There is no such word in Sanskrit or Vedas or in Bharat culture. We were excellently we were excellently proud to be entitled with crown Hindu and body Hindustan. While Bharat Mata, the source of our national land energy, was virtually eliminated from our life, that is what we, the innocent, foolish people, accepted and adorned with dogmatic pride. Ultimately, the Bharat Mata disappeared, being taken over by Turkish and Persian, means we were in fact a Mughal Islamic nation, which politically was renamed as Dille-i-Ilahi by Muhammad Akbar, to whom we, the idiots, call Great Akbar. What great was about him, we do not know. This Mughal emperor did not even consider a poor girl worth qualified to be a princess. This Mughal was ready to fight and fought with his own son, real son, a son whom he got as a blessing of Baba Salim Chishti. He had a war with him. We were misused for long decades, and then started their excellencies of British monarchs after knowing these Mughal Islamic facts. These excellencies got a start by infusing 3,000 prisoners who were awarded an exile punishment, making them travel across seas, and they entered our lands to explore the possibility of surviving. That they did successfully, and thereafter under a royal charter of 1600, warranted by the then British king. Under this royal charter, an East India Company was constituted to do commerce and govern the relevant areas, being involved during their journeys. They were very beloved to the British Empire, the Emperor, the King. Time moved and moved, and the British applied their policy of inciting, diving, and ruling over us and over Mughals. They acted as cat between two fighting monkey. They acted as monkey between two fighting cats, and successfully took over Hindustan, that is Bharat. They used the word Indus Valley and named us as belonging to India. Innocent Bharat originated from Vedas, Gita and Ramayana, lost its existence into the pages of Islam and Christianity. We were so proud under the British Empire that English is now our virtual mother tongue. This is an evidence of our submissiveness. We are so kind people on the globe, so tolerant and so flexible, as well as greatest idiots among the world society, that any intelligent nation can befool us. The characteristics of our tolerance potential has been abused by the invaders to the maximum possible extent that remains undefined. We as a society have been a warranted stupid people with no basic foundation. We have lost our basic minds, basic culture, basic respect, basic self-esteem, basic soul. We are a duplicate mixed society with no identity. The whole world, particularly West, knows this, and therefore have utilized us for their ends, and shall be doing for decades to come, should we as a society continue to keep sleeping. I know you shall mind my friend talks, but facts remains. Facts remain. People might have named me as a communal according to the government formula. We were so kind to these rulers that they did everything in their honor. We worked for them, extended all resources to their disposal, and appreciated as their spoons. Even we participated for them in the World War. They kept on eroding us, our capabilities and cultures. The Mughals did not advance for the nation, except spending limitlessly on their religious monuments and cultural buildings like forts and mahals and gates and killas, khas and arms. They were Ayash and made us that way. British did on top of that thought and planned never to leave this land. They contributed some economical, useful, constructive work such as bridges, railways, roads, and other structures. It is out of understanding what we find great in these rulers that we should follow their footprints, except that we lost our centuries earned wealth. We lost our sciences, our medicines, our engineering, our maths, our political base, our culture, our school of thoughts, our women domination, our simple living and high thinking criteria, our self-esteem, etc. Could anybody who is boasting about these rulers answer about what was done towards the development of the educational base? Sorry. We were not allowed to study. Our bases like Nalanda, etc., were left no more. Our scientific documents were carried away under stealing. Yet the new self-appointed police of the world has patented many of our scientific formula and procedures such as yoga, neem, haldi, banaspati, etc. These are gentle societies, you think? Our youth was with pride sent to UK for learning law. These included all our leaders, including Father of the Nation, Netaji. There was no education base allowed in Bharat. The whole nation was indirectly attacked to be ruined of its identities that remained for hundreds of thousands of years. And we are proud of these destroyers. We are proud of their misdeeds. Still, we feel pride in earning West's sealed instruments of education. The West-based education shall never fit in our national problems resolutions, but that has been continuing for no destinations. Our leaders are from nowhere but West, and they feel pride in calling themselves so educated. We, as leading part of our Bharat society, are not interested in solving the problems of the masses and least bothered about such problems. The people who have been facing such problems have been used to such an extent to these problems that they do not feel about these issues as problems anymore and shall continue to live in such environments. They have been cold at blood, but we should not forget that once they awaken, all those who have been enjoying lives at their sacrifice shall come under their sudden explosive concentrated divergence attack, and all your politics and dominations shall be watered. Politicians and officials shall be beaten up in the streets like stray dogs, as these being the important players to abuse the lives of these innocent parts in our society. Yes, Bharat society has tolerance, but tolerance has also certain limits. It cannot be taken for granted. Krishna had also given 100 opportunities to some to wait by 100